So Ben and I had just finished up our first hunt when I got a call from one of my landowners. He's on another property trapping hogs. It's a property we can't hunt. And his helper isn't with him, and he gave me a call to see if we happened to be in the area and if we could come help him load up some hogs. I've never done this before. I was quite excited by the prospect of uploading hogs from a trap into a trailer and seeing what the process entailed. Ben ran the gate. Roger and I gathered up all the hogs from the pen area, got them into the trailer, and I even captured my first live hog by hand. Sadly, we don't get to include these hogs in tonight's tally.
I will be shooting a head on a steel target, hoping to blow it up. Stand by.
I don't know why they do that. Alright, we're also checking for lockback on the BCG. Here we go. Ready?
Ready. That's a pretty good report.
Impact.
Car Jesus, Ben thinks he has his gas issue worked out, and we're on the first property tonight, and we've spied our first group of hogs. This is the same place where we shot hogs last week. Despite the ground being wet, the leaf litter is quite crunchy, so we're making a very slow approach to the hogs. And during the course of our stalk, unfortunately, the wind has changed direction and is now blowing towards the hogs. So we decide to get set up. Now y'all saw Ben's rifle and ammo setup at the beginning of the video. I'm shooting a 6.5 Grendel with Druid Hill Armory loaded Hornady Interlock 140 grain bullets, and I'm shooting a Fusion Thermal Avenger 40 thermal weapon sight.
To the left. Shoot ready.
Shoot ready.
Three.
Wait. Go ahead.
3, 2, 1.
Running left. Check left.
Yep, go ahead and switch. I gotta reload. I got a wounded one on the other side of the... Oof, that'll be terrible.
Brass Catcher by Tactical Brass Recovery.
I came away with a 130-pound boar and 110-pound sow that had 3 on board. Ben had a 140-pound sow, 90-pound boar, and a 70-pound male shoat. These 3 will never be a problem to anybody. Moving on to the next property. Got pictures from the landowner of hogs in his field, and we think that we got these 2, which were the 2 largest, the white one being a sow. Got this little one, and then 2 more from some of the rest of the group. We spied these hogs from the north gate and then traveled down to one of the south gates to make entry into the property, and then stalked back to the north where we are right now. Taking a look at the hogs and what our shooting situation might be. We've got housing off to the left from this direction, and we've got barnyard behind the hogs, so we don't have a shooting solution at this point. And this is the video from where you saw me sitting at my rifle taking a look at the hogs. Just trying to figure out what we're going to do. Well, we figured out what we were going to do, and neither one of us likes it, because it's going to involve us stalking all the way across the field right by the hogs in the process. And so now that we've started, we're going to go by the small pond, out into the field, and cross way over to the other side. Alright, Ben and I have now come across the field a few hundred yards to the far side. We've now turned around about 140 degrees, and we are going over what we've seen in the field, what our obstacles are, what our safety hazards are, what animals we want to start with, and where we think it's safe to shoot. And as we came across the field, we scanned the field as we were coming in. We did not see any other cattle other than the 3 that you see in the background. We also have housing off to the immediate right. We have housing way off to the left. And as far as we know, aside from the hogs and these 3 head of cattle, this field is clear. Somewhere in the process, either cattle followed us in from the bottoms, or we managed to stalk through a group of cattle without even spooking them and not realizing that they were there. Either way, as I'm swinging through on my second shot of the video, I take a shot. My hog is in front of the cows, And I missed this in real time, which is unfortunate because that is a shot that should not have been taken. Fortunately, the bullet did connect with the hog. If the bullet continued downrange, undoubtedly it was at reduced velocity and no cattle were injured. I shared the video with the landowner. He's looked at his cows. He's looked at the video. He said everything's good. So there's no problem there. However, aside from having missed the cattle on the way in, where I messed up was not taking a final scan of the entire field before we started shooting. This should have been done just to make sure that the field was as I thought it was, and it wasn't. Alright, aside from that, Ben's gas pressure issue is going to raise its head and causing some problems. Back to the hunt.
I was going to take the one next to yours, but they're not both sideways.
Let me take the one that's facing left. You take the one facing right next to it.
Okay. Shooter ready?
Shooter ready.
3, 2, 1. Watch the house. Okay, you're moving.
Move. Nice try. Make your way out there.
The far hog was way out there, but he turned out to be our largest hog of the night.
Safe.
So from this hunt we recovered a 90-pound boar along with 2 70-pound gilts, a 150-pound pregnant sow, and then the 200-pound boar that was shot at the end. The big sow was pregnant with 4 on board, of which we can only show you 2 of them. Also, this is really cool, the big boar happened to be a mule-footed boar. And for those of you interested in the ballistic analysis, take a look at Carpe Analysis, the Trauma Diaries number 65. I'll have a link at the end of the video.
Heck of a stalk. Safety's on. Recording is off.
Carpe sus, my friends.